These are toe socks, and you're probably looking at them and thinking, why the hell would you ever wear those? Because they look awful. And in fact, my nephew, who is a year and a half right now, saw me wearing toe socks, and he looked down at my feet, looked at his mom, looked at me, looked at my feet, pointed at them, and said, no, no. Because these really, they're not normal, but I like wearing them. And I'm gonna explain why and why you might consider wearing toe socks as well in your free time or in secret in the privacy of your own home. So first reason you might wanna wear toe socks is because they allow your toes to actually spread out a little bit more. So regular socks is just like a mitten, right? And they have elastic that pulls in, and that pulls your toes in just ever so slightly. However, some socks, I found a lot of times wool socks have a lot more tension in, and it makes my toes really uncomfortable. So I've bought all kinds of fancy merino wool, whatever socks, and they don't have as much stretch. And a lot of times it just feels like my toes are suffocating. It feels like my foot is getting squished, and I hate that feeling. So I don't buy those socks anymore. I've made that mistake, that $20, $25 mistake too many times now. I much prefer having toe socks or some sort of synthetic that has a lot of stretch so my toes can splay. What happens if I wear tight socks and tight shoes? Well, then my toes are gonna get screwed up. They're gonna be jammed in like this, and that's not comfortable. I used to play ice and roller hockey, and it was a big thing to wear skates that were just uncomfortable, and my pinky toes still kind of lift up because I think they were squished so much in my hockey boot for so many years. So having socks and shoes that allow my toes to go back to a more normal position, I think is pretty important. Now, also, when you're wearing a shoe, you need to consider that that extra splay that you get from the toe socks needs to be accounted for in the shoe. So a lot of normal shoes don't actually account for that. A lot of normal shoes expect your toes to be squished in. So that's why I wear barefoot shoes along with these toe socks. Otherwise, I would end up having the shoe just squeeze in, and because there's extra material between each toe relative to a conventional sock, that means your toes get spread out a little bit more. So a conventional shoe often doesn't even have enough room if you're wearing a normal sock, let alone wearing toe socks. So you do need to invest in some barefoot shoes to get the full splay effect that you're looking for. I did a review on these. These are the Lono Flows. I'll leave a link in the description box, but there are plenty of other barefoot shoes that work really well with toe socks, and I probably own them. So the big point here is toe health, foot health. You get actual nice range of motion with your toes, even if your feet look freakish wearing these socks. The other thing that I really like about wearing toe socks, and I did not expect this, I didn't think about this ahead of time, it was not something I planned, but it's something I've been pleasantly surprised about, is the ability to put on flip-flops. Because when you're wearing conventional socks, what happens? You go to put on your flip-flops just so you can like run outside to the mailbox to go grab something. And what happens? You get stopped. You get stopped by this thing because there's fabric and you can't get your toes around this little post because you've got a regular, boring, conventional sock on. But if you've got toe socks on, guess what happens? You can slip the flip-flop on like that. It's kind of incredible. Incredible. It's amazing. It's freeing. It'll change your life. So, I love wearing toe socks now. However, I will say, when I first started trying to wear toe socks, I was really annoyed by them because putting them on, taking them off is not as easy as regular socks. Because regular socks, you just like grab, throw them on, and when you want to take them off, you just step on them and yank them off with the other foot. With toe socks, you still pull them on like this, but it's a little bit harder because you have to line up each toe with each little toe pocket to get that on. And then if you want to take them off, you could be a barbarian and just rip them off. But then when it comes time to put these back on, you gotta undo this, and then you have to go and like pull each individual toe pocket out, which is its whole other challenge. And then you got to do that guiding thing. So if you want to be nicer to yourself, oh, see, look at this. My toe's in the wrong slot. Ow. Nah, just kidding. It's not that painful, but it's a little uncomfortable. Okay, so now I got it. If you want to be nicer to yourself when you're wearing toe socks, future you will appreciate you taking the toe socks off with a little culture and a little panache. That's why I wear toe socks. Also, if you got bunions, I was starting to have the big toes come in when I first started getting into barefoot shoes, and luckily that has totally stopped. But you know, if you got bunions or you just notice your feet just look like they're all messed up, like they're all crushed in like this from wearing your conventional socks and conventional shoes, might be a good idea to wear toe socks. And final bonus, you can even use your socked feet in the winter to pick things up. So if you wear toe socks, drop me a comment down below. Why do you wear toe socks? What have they done for you? What have you noticed? Pros, cons? Drop them all in the comment section down below. And if you're thinking now you're gonna get yourself some toe socks, I applaud you. Go find some. You can get them pretty much anywhere. REI, any sporting goods store. No, not any sporting goods store, but I know REI has some. There's other websites you can go to get toe socks. Just use Google or ChatGPT or whatever to find yourself some fun little toe socks. All right, that's it from me. Remember that pain sucks. Life shouldn't.